For introduction, personality is a special and only related to living thing. It is because personality is related to people, background stories, and environment that grew up with, which is the reason why everyone has different personality. Personality is individual characteristic differences, which is how the individual thinking, react, behave, feeling, and emotion that the individual facing with. Personality characteristic, behavior, cognition, and emotion pattern are from the biological factor and environment. It also changes over time based on the individual growth. However, some people will keep the same personality mostly because of environment and situation that the individual facing is the same as before. In this study, we as a group will discuss about personality type based on the scenario that was given to the student for the assignment.
Two types of personality in the scenario. Type A is fast-paced type, impatient, able to multitask, and had leisure tasks. While type B is high patient ability, humble, prefer fun, and always calm. This is the difference between the two. And based on the scenario, there are two types of personality, which is type A and type B. Type A is associated with high achievement, competitiveness, and impatience. Amna is a type A person which can be seen by her personality and action, which is she is very fast when doing something like test or job. She also very strict, which is shown that she is impatient. Meanwhile, Amni is the type B person which can be seen by her personality and action, which that she is very cool person and slow when doing something or task. Type A positive traits: self-control, high motivation, competitive and multitasking skills. Based on the scenario, Amna, which is a type A personality positive traits, is type A people has self-control, which is the ability to regulate their emotion, thoughts, and behavior. Type A people also has high motivation to achieve their best result, meaning that type A people has their own way to keep their motivation keep going so they can reach their goal or target. After that, type A people is very competitive, which are this type of people love to do better than others in something because they have high expectation from themselves and love to challenge themselves to become better and the best. Also, type A people able to do multitask. They are able to split their attention and focus on something that are more than one task or activity at the same time. Type B personality traits: high passion ability, humble, prefer fun over competitive behavior, and always calm. Based on the scenario, Amni, which is a type B personality positive trait, is that the type B people has high flexibility. They can be concerned with their own time, others, and maybe with how they work, which is not reusing same method in the past and try something new. Type B people also has low stress levels, meaning that in comparison to the type A personality trait, type B people has much lower stress level when compared to type A people. Lower stress level meaning that they are able to get better sleep, weight control, less muscle tension, and always in good mood and able to get along with their family and friends.
Okay, next for type B, Ami has a type B personality. Uh, Type B personality, work given will be complete slowly. They take a long time to complete it, but they care about quality in their work. For example, Ami sometimes have a good decision making, but take a long time to implement something. So I think uh, the comparison between type A and type B, I think type B is more better to achieve the company vision because if the work will done fastly but decision making is wrong, is also useless and will make company fail to achieve its mission.
Error and bias that will happen in the scenario. One of the errors and bias that we found in the scenario was contrast effect, where both Amna and Amni are being evaluated by comparison with each other. They both have different work attitude. That is, Amna is strict and fast with her work, while Amni is cool-minded that she takes things slowly. Contrast effect is an unconscious bias that happens when two things are judged in comparison to one another, instead of being assessed individually. Second error and bias that we found is halo effect. Halo effect is the drawing of general impression about an individual based on a single character. Amni has perceived and considered as a slow learner by other colleagues, drawn by Amni taking things slow and taking a long time to implement her work. It was drawn by her attitude that the one that make the impression is her colleagues. So this is the infographic for factor that influence in perception based on the scenario. Factors in the perceiver. That's the first. The perceiver will make perceptions from the perceiver attitude, motives, interests, and experience, and their expectation. From the scenario, we learn that Amna and Amni have the motives and interests to be managers for the prospective company. The scenario also said that Amna and Amni have different attitudes towards work. That is, Amni have a a calm mind, to usually acts slowly in something, while Amna is very fast and strict in her work, which lead both of them towards their different perspective. Second is factor in the target. Means that the individual perception will be influenced by the target in terms of novelty, motion, sound, size, background, proximity, and similarity. The scenario reveals that Amna and Amni attended the same school, indicating that they had a common similarity in education and professional background, both of which contributed to their decision to be managers for the potential company. The third is factors in the situation. This involve in time, employment, and social settings, factors that might affect how a person gives meaning to the surrounding, meaning the environment. From the scenario, we learn that the company Amna and Amni employed have a mission to be a world-leading semiconductor producer. So, they are in a situation where they are expected to be good employees. In the scenario also tells that Amna and Amni have been childhood friends which influenced them to work at the same company.
In rational decision-making model. There are 8 steps in rational decision-making model. So the first one is define or identify the problem. A problem is a discrepancy between an existing and a desired state of affairs. Amna and Amni have different types of personality, making the decision-making process turns out different way because their opinions and stance based on their personality. The second one is identify the decision criteria. Decision criteria are criteria or factors that define what is relevant in the decision. So the first criteria is quality and quantity. Amna want to expand the company by collaborating. Meanwhile, Amni want to train and improve the manufacturing of the product. Second one is setbacks or threat, which is challenges. Amna see competitors as challenge and keep creating a new product to compete with them. Meanwhile, Amni see competitors as motivation to focus more in improving and on the existing product to maintain a good quality. The last criteria is decision making. Amna tends to make hasty moves in making decision. Meanwhile, Amni she remain calm and thoughtful, and she will always overlook over the details such as budgets and main objective. The third one is allocate weights to the criteria. putting weights on each item to decide which ones is more important and should be prioritized. So the first criteria is quantity and quality. I'm not 10%, I'm need 30%. Setbacks and threat, I'm not 20%, I need 10%. Decision making, I'm not 10%, I need 20%. So the fourth one is develop alternative. Identify or list all the possible alternatives that could resolve the problem. The first one is focusing on the company's main objective in decision making, whether to increase the sales or to expand the company by networking, by collaborating. The second one is having experts in certain fields to help and evaluate the decision to see if the decisions are going to be made are right and will help the company in improving. So the fifth one is evaluate and analyze the alternative. Give rates to each alternative criterion by looking at the strength and weakness. The first one is focusing on the company's main objective in decision making, whether to increase the sales or to expand the company networking by collaborating. As you know, to be a world-leading company does need a lot of time to be stable and to make sure every risk and decision they are going to take or going to make is not endangering the company. Therefore, focusing on their main objective might help the company to be more prepared and for bigger risk in the future. The strength of this alternative is that they know what AMLA and AMNI knows what the company's goals and aim. But then the weakness is they are not going to look outside of the box. They're going to stay with the goals and aim that they've made as objective when they started the company. So the second one is having experts in certain fields to help and evaluate the decision to see if the decision that are going to be made are right and will help improve the company. AMNI is well known as a person who make a right decision, but then she took a long time to decide. Having expert in certain fields could help AMNI in making decisions faster as the expert is leading and helping her. The strength of this alternative, the AMNI is not going to be swayed and it's going to be confused with other things. But then the weakness is the expert itself might not know what is going on inside of the company, as they only help the leaders or the managers to make decisions. So their decision that they took or they make the managers to choose might not be super flexible or might not be good for other staff in the company. The next one is select the best alternative. The best alternative that I've chosen is having expert in certain fields is the best alternative to help AMNI and even AMLA make their decision for the company. The next one is implement the best alternative. Implement is putting the decision into action and putting commitment into the decision. So AMNI hired some expert in certain fields to help her to make any decision for the company better and faster than before. For example, if AMNI wants to change the manufacturer to a bigger manufacturer, she will refer the expert from accounting and operation management expert as changing the manufacturer involved with a lot of money and finding another manufacturer that will suit or do a better job is hard enough with a little network. The expert will help her by advising which kind of manufacturer she should approve based on her budget and future products. The last step in rational decision-making model is evaluation of the decision effectiveness. Appraises the result after changing the manufacturer to a better manufacturer. The products are improved to the highest level, and the sales also has been increasing since then. The product are in the best condition. The company level and status also improve and also ready for bigger risk and opportunity. So in conclusion, it has been proven that personality can influence our environment. Personality is also important for an organization to achieve a goal it wants to achieve. Thank you.